Raise your hand if you're already a KQED member. Awesome. Give yourselves a snap and a high five. Awesome. For those who haven't joined yet, we'd love for you to become a member. Supporting KQED means supporting local journalism that truly matters. Plus, when you join, you get access to some pretty sweet benefits. So my favorite is getting the advance notice of all the free KQED events. So hope to see you all at some more of those events. The QR code, scan the QR code to become a member of KQED or visit kqed.org/donate. One of the benefits of being a member through this QR code is if you donate $150 a year, you get a KQED artisanal chocolate bar. It's made by Milena. Y'all know Milena? The chocolate bar, an East Bay chocolate company who has been featured on our stages and has notes of ginger, one of my favorites, and coffee to reflect the global nature of the Bay. I'm from the Bay, born and raised. We want to thank the seasoned sponsors that make KQED Live possible, the San Francisco Symphony, Comcast Business, and Genentech. We are so grateful for their commitment to supporting our mission of civic and cultural engagement in the Bay Area. And for tonight, we have a pop quiz sponsored by Comcast Business. We had a QR code on the pre-show slides, but if you missed it, now's your chance to scan and enter for a chance to win some KQED Live swag. Okay? Everyone ready? The winner is, some of you are still QR coding, you know that means I'm not gonna call your name, right? So this winner is Caroline Labar. Is Caroline in the house? Hey girl. We also want to, hey Caroline, show it up, see what you get, hey. We also want to thank our partners, La Taqueria, La Vaca Birria, and Papalote Mexican Grill. So I learned what Papalote means, and shh, it comes with a dance. So if we get Victor talking, ask Victor about the Papalote dance, all right? So La Vaca Birria and Papalote Mexican Grill, we want to thank them for being part of this event tonight and helping us spread the word to our community. Without further ado, we are here to dive into the history and different forms of the Mission Burrito with La Taqueria, Papalote Mexican Grill, and La Vaca Birria. Who's ready for some burrito talk? So please welcome our wonderful host, KQED's Foods, Audience, Engagement, and Content Producer, Josh DeConglin, and Blanca Torres, producers for KQED's popular live radio show, Forum. Welcome.
Good evening, bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to Burrito Showdown. I'm Blanca Torres, producer with Forum at KQED.
And I'm Josh DeConglin, audience engagement and content producer for KQED Food. I have my own online food series, as you saw a little bit, called No Crumbs, and I also work on a show called Check Please Bay Area. But welcome to everybody tonight.
We are also the editors of some of KQED's newest newsletters, Que Onda and The Sauce. Que Onda highlights the stories of Latinx changemakers from the Bay Area, whereas The Sauce curates a roundup of tasty trends and culinary finds. We'll give you a chance to sign up via QR code later in the show, but you can also go to kqed.org/newsletters to sign up.
So tonight, burritos. We'll be diving into one of the Bay Area's most iconic, well-known, and argued-over dishes that are now famous around the world. The origins of burritos are, of course, a little less clear, but one thing that is clear is that mission-style burritos are now a culinary staple that was perfected in San Francisco right here decades ago.
Yes, and joining us tonight are 3 different burritors. I made that up, yes. Who have each taken a unique approach to the mission-style burrito and have helped shape the burrito ecosystem that this amazing neighborhood is known for.
And of course, it's very hard to live in the Bay Area without having a strong opinion on what the best burrito is. I know we have a lot of those opinions here tonight, perhaps. So we couldn't do this event without a little competition between our 3 burritors. And after that, it would be silly if we didn't leave you folks with some samples. So after our show tonight, we'll have some burritos and salsas to try in the lobby as well.
Yes, so hope you're hungry. So Josh will join us later on for the demo and hands-on portion of the show, but for now, we will welcome our 3 guests to the stage. So, welcome all of you. I will introduce our esteemed panel here. We have Ricardo Lopez from La Vaca Birria. Victor Escobedo, Papalote Mexican Grill. And Miguel Jara from La Taqueria. So we'll start off by just hearing a little bit more about their individual stories and more about their restaurants. So we'll just start with you, Ricardo. Tell us about, how you got interested in making burritos, like how did you start your business? What influences your food?
Yeah, well, by mistake, one of my neighbors, he worked at Toto's Pizzeria, and he offered me a job at 15 years old, and, I took it. And since then, just been working in restaurants for the past, it's been now 17 years, and opened my first restaurant at 24, and this is now our second restaurant. First one closed, same location though. And yeah, just burritos, it's life in the Bay Area, so it just made sense. And our birria is a 3rd-generation recipe from my grandpa from Guadalajara. And we just built on that during the whole wave of birria being very popular, and thankfully, we're still here.
And your restaurant, La Vaca Birria, is on 24th Street?
24th and Harrison, so come by.
Victor, tell us your story.
I moved here in 1980 with my family. We immigrated from Mexico City. I was born in 1968, so I got here. I was 12. That makes me, right now, very old. So we moved to San Rafael, and there was a Celia's restaurant there. I come from the Celia's family. On Celia started at 47th and Judah in 1960. And now there's about 10 of them that are Celia's. But Tia Celia, since 1960, she's been helping. Hey, what's up, you guys? My attorneys are late. Yeah, that's right. Okay, nice seeing you. Bye, guys. My Aunt Celia did open some restaurants with her family, but also whoever worked with her since 1960 grew. They were busboys, dishwashers, whatever, servers, and then they were able to open restaurants either with my family or on their own. And so there's about 100 restaurants that came out of the Celia's project that my aunt started, the matriarch. Papalote started in 1999. A friend of mine asked me to join the 2 or 3 friends who were doing it. My brother came in, and I ended up buying everybody out. So I'm all very depressed and lonely, trying to sell salsa and burritos. But yeah, we're at 24th and Valencia. That opened in 1999. Fulton and Masonic in 2006. We beat Bobby Flay. I got to learn how to pause for applause. Okay, and from that, he said the salsa is a secret weapon, so we started selling it. We're at Whole Foods. We've grown all the way to Texas and Washington. Walmart, Target, at a time where everybody's boycotting Walmart and Target. So it's been hard. But yeah, it just came from my family. I avoided the restaurant for since I went to college, and then I ended up buying the restaurant in 1999. So it was all because in the mission, this guy had an idea, and we owe him so much.
Don Miguel?
I don't know what to say after what he talked about. But I started, I had a body shop for 13 years, and it got a little dusty. I went to Mexico. I was raised in Tijuana, and they have the best tacos in Tijuana over there. So whenever I go down there, I don't want to go have Chinese food or steaks or nothing. I want to go to the corner and eat some tacos. So I had a compadre of mine, and he says, you know, when you go back to work over there in San Francisco, why don't you take a taco maker so he could feed you? I didn't pay too much attention. 10 years later, I went to Mexico City, and I met an engineer over there, and he came with me to the United States. He's never been here, and he helped me out to do this. I didn't work in a restaurant. My dad asked me if I knew how to cook beans, and I said, no, but I know how to eat them, you know. So I started, it took me a year to remodel the restaurant. I was really scared, but I wanted to do it, so I did it. And somehow somebody liked me up there because it worked out. And it's been already 52 years. Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to do something real quick.
A lot of what I do, my customers had a lot of influence on my burritos and my tacos, because I didn't use avocado, I didn't use sour cream or anything like that. And they asked me to do it, so I started doing it, and that's how I became a burrito, a super burrito, you know. I do not use rice, although I love rice. My mom was a great cook, and she made some real good one. But when you make a burrito and you put half rice, a quarter of beans, a quarter of meat, it seems like it's kind of cheap. So I decided not to use rice and put more meat on it, and it worked out.
Thanks a lot, pal. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Whatever. So I wanted to, on behalf of the burrito industry that you created, it's funny because there was acoustic guitar, and then there was just called a guitar. Then when they made an electric guitar, then they called it an acoustic guitar, right? So first there was his idea of making burritos in the mission, and then after all these people started making those burritos following his example, you got the mission burrito. And we owe you so much for that wisdom, that you were so brave, you're such an innovator, and he's also sober. So for 40 years now, you said?
52.
52. So this is going to be just ceremonial. I'm going to keep this.
Oh.
Thank you. But he also gets, that's not all, Blanca. He also gets, with onions from Oxnard, garlic from Gilroy, and tomatoes from the Valley, Papalote salsa. Available at Whole Foods.
Thank you. Are you going to keep it?
But please, we owe the Mission Burrito to pioneers like Miguel, and we really are so grateful that you created a destination, because now we can open any kind of burrito, any kind of concept, but it's all the foundation of the basic burrito, and we owe you so much. And I can get emotional, but thank you so much, because you created a destination.
Thank you. I never heard this in my life, but now that he said it, I hope he pays me.
No, give me the salsa.
Bueno, pues, Don Miguel, cuando usted llegó aquí a la misión, no había muchas taquerías. So, when back 52 years ago, there weren't a lot of taquerias in the mission. So what was it like here?
That was no taquerias.
Vacío.
It was boring.
Good night.
But that was Mickey and Raul. They had La Cumbre. It was a mid-market, and Mickey started with a little steam table, and she used to sell burritos of chicken, carnitas, and she put rice. And they didn't do carne asada. And when I started my place, they closed their place and took the meat market away and made it a taqueria the way it is right now. I think they were closed for 8 or 9 months. And of course, they come over to my taco place when they were closed. But there was nothing, no taquerias. And I think that maybe 2-3 years, they started popping up here and there, copying La Taqueria. And now there's one on every corner, I think, like his.
Actually, there's two, 24th and Valencia, and a food truck at First and Howard.
Pero Victor,
Yes.
Victor, you don't call your restaurant a taqueria. Why was that an important choice for you?
Because we started out with grilled chicken, grilled steak. We opened the location, and people would say, like, we want to go to your taqueria. I'm like, don't call it taqueria, because I don't have lengua, ojos, cabeza. It's pretty much grilled. So I didn't want him to, get the wrong impression. So I came up with the term Mexican grill, which I think, before Papalote Mexican Grill, there was no such thing as a Mexican grill. And I think that what you started, and I sort of like rebranded, because it wasn't about tacos anymore. I had some tacos, but what we do is we cut everything to 4 ounces, 4 ounces of chicken, 4 ounces of steak, which is what Weight Watchers recommends. This shirt can get any blacker. Okay. So anyway, 4 ounces of chicken, 4 ounces of steak. You get a burrito, or 1 quesadilla, or 2 tacos, which means that you have to get 2 of carne asada or pollo asado. You can't have 1 of each because it's not even cooked yet. So that was, people thought it was kind of like an uppity thing, but I just wanted to offer really fresh food, but portioning is super important. So that's what is that 4 ounces of protein. And so it was a burrito place, but I didn't want to call it a burriteria or a burriteca or, whatever. So it was a Mexican grill, and that's why, because I didn't have what you would expect at a taqueria.
And so, Ricardo, you're the newer kid in the block. Your restaurant's been open 2-3 years now?
Yeah, right around there.
And so you specialize in birria, and my family's from Jalisco. Shout out to Hukia. So I grew up with birria, de res, de chivo, like all the time. So it was surprising to me that people discovered it.
Yeah.
Can you talk about just why you've chosen to continue, working with birria and elevating it? Just tell us about how you made that decision.
Well, yeah, it was pretty much, every family gathering, any quinceañera, any party, it was birria, arroz, frijoles, and my mom's potato salad. So, yeah, it's on the menu. Go try it out. But it's really just something you grow up with. You never kind of expect it to be maybe as popular as it started to be when there was this birria boom, And we decided, let's try it out with the food truck. And we tried it with the food truck. It was going well, and took the leap we switched the restaurant I did have, completely closed it down, remodeled, and opened the brick and mortar. And, just something close to my heart. My mom taught me how to make it from her grandpa, who, sold birria to support his 11 kids. That's all he did. On his bicycle, he'd go deliver it to any party, and it's just something that was a no-brainer that unfortunately took a couple years to kind of decide, hey, this is what I should be doing. And, we'll continue to do it.
Thank you. Okay, so as quickly as you can, I would like each of you to just tell us what you think the Mission Burrito represents for the Bay Area. Why don't we start with you?
I didn't even know it was called the Mission Burrito until people started, like Beat Bobby Flay and all this sort of things. For me, that's a burrito. This is where I grew up, and that's how we know the burrito. I didn't know it's a Mission Burrito. But, yeah, it's definitely, trying different burritos. It's just rice, beans, onions, cilantro, for me at least. No pico de gallo on my side. And, you know, cheese, sour cream, and avocado, and just, it's perfect to me.
Victor.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I was talking to Miguel about this, and I think my theory was that in the 60s, somebody opened a restaurant when a failing Chinese restaurant opened up, and they decided to leave the wells there in front of the counter. And so, you know how they follow you with the rice and chow mein and then the protein. I'm like, I'll bet you that someone did that, and they just had a tortilla. Instead of rice and chow mein, it was rice and beans, and what kind of protein would you like? And you finish it with and I thought that was my theory of how the Mission Burrito started, right? Does that make sense, people? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, he laughed and he's like, what are you talking about? So, he's one of the pioneers. So whatever it is, it's Mexican ingredients. In Mexico, at your parties, rice, beans, and birria, and the potato salad. For us, it was pico de gallo from Jalisco, which is jicama, orange, and cucumber. And so there's always a little something extra, little side, but you have the rice, beans, and the protein. So but it's not served in a tortilla anywhere in Mexico. That combination is always on a plate. So what happened was that it was just made in a special way here in San Francisco. So it's not from Mexico and it's not from here, kind of like me, you know? So I really identify with a burrito that you take it to the United States, to take it to Mexico, like that's not from here. And here you deport the burrito, so, you know, so, see what I did there?
Yeah.
Don Miguel, ¿qué representa el Mission Style Burrito para todo el mundo?
I get asked that all the time, and I never called it. I never had that name for it, and I still right now don't know why they call it a Michelin-style burrito, because you could find it now in L.A. and Philadelphia and New York. A friend of mine went over to New York, visit his daughter, and they took him to a restaurant, and on the wall they had a picture of my restaurant, the taco place. And he said there, we inspired our Mission Burrito, was inspired by La Taqueria. So they call it Mission Burrito, but I don't know.
Okay, well, to wrap up, since Victor, you've talked a lot about how all the taquerias, all the burrito makers, burrito tours support each other. Can each of you shout out another business in the Mission that you like, that you would like other people to support?
No.
Okay, skip. No. Okay. Okay, starting with you, Victor.
I opened Papalote with my brother. He decided to do something different. And, you know, there's something to be said about burrito places and families, right? Mexican restaurants and family businesses. And the last thing you should look at a resume, look for is family at the top. You know, you should, next. No. He opened Al Pastor Burrito with a food truck. Al Pastor Papi with a food truck. He learned a lot on his own, and now he's venturing out to do Al Pastor Papi downtown in San Francisco. They're trying to revitalize Union Square in that area, so it's a very daring, bold move, but I wish him the best, and I hope you guys buy one burrito of his for every 5 burritos. And pick up a jar of Papalotes available at Whole Foods. Okay, anyway.
Okay, Don Miguel, would you like to shout out another restaurant?
You know, one thing that makes our burritos different, even his, is that we don't have anything from the day before. We cook everything in the morning, and we have no leftovers in the afternoon. If we have any leftovers, we used to donate it to some people that take it to homeless and stuff like that, and they stop coming. They stop coming, so the employees take some home and stuff like that, because I don't want salsa from the day before. Even the fresh fruit drinks that we have, that we make with fresh fruits, we don't have anything like that. We have to do it every day fresh. And I think that's why people like it so much.
Yeah, that's what we have in common.
Okay, Ricardo?
For me, it'll be Al Carajo. It's a new business, small, great guy, and food's delicious. That's my.
And that's a Yucatan style.
A little bit, yeah. I think mainly in there, but a few other different types of food he has on there as well.
Oh, yeah, he has black al pastor or something.
He does, yeah.
Amazing.
Well, now that we've had a chance to hear from our amazing guests, we will welcome back Josh to the stage for the live demonstration.
Let's go, Josh. Come on, Josh.
Okay, here we go. I'm so hungry. It's like watching everything on the screen is just.
This is the you? Sure.
That's fine.
Take this one.
Okay, so before we kind of get into this, I'm gonna just do a little experiment out of curiosity. There's gonna be a QR code that's gonna pop up on the screen in just a second. And the question is, I really wanna know, and I think it updates live, but I wanna know which of the following neighborhoods you think will need more burritos. So that'll pop up in a sec. Fun little game music, love that. Yeah, so we have 5 different places here. Again, it'll make sense later. It should update, but the Cash Show, North Beach, Chinatown, the Richmond, Haight-Ashbury. And if you don't know any of them, just pick a random one. We'll see the chaos that ensues maybe.
Does the winner get to open a restaurant with us?
I was gonna say like that's what it makes it seem like, which is hilarious.
We're all taking notes.
Yeah, everyone, yeah.
You get a free car ride to one of those. No, I'm just kidding. That would be really funny. Okay, great. So let's dig into our next session here. We're gonna talk about, so we talked a little bit about the history, and now we're gonna go right into the meat of the situation, or vegetarian, depending on what you eat. And I loved that we kind of discussed this earlier, and Victor kind of called this a burrito autopsy, which I think is actually like the perfect way to put it. We already alluded a little bit to Miguel, your style of burrito, and it's really funny because sometimes when I have like a little bit of a post-drinking burrito, I like to have a bean and rice burrito, right? And the ladies at work, they look at me funny, like, is that all you want in your burrito? Because, rice and whatever was kind of like a struggle meal for me. But believe me when I say that when you bite into his burrito, it makes sense when you try it. So he's like, no. So, Miguel, why don't you tell us a little bit? I know you kind of talked about, the varying definitions of what a mission burrito is. You can kind of define it by its size, kind of like a small baby, or you can define it by the stuff that goes into it as well, right? The different proteins, rice, beans, like the pico de gallo, the crema, etc. But tell me a little bit about your burrito and, talk a little bit more about what makes it different than the other 2 burritos that we see here today.
Well, first of all, I gotta say something that they told us not to put cheese, sour cream, or avocado. And I don't think it's fair because this guy didn't listen to that and they did it. So my burritos are really small because I didn't use any of that.
We need extra
cheated. But
Shenanigans.
the burritos that we make, like I said before, it doesn't have any rice, but we make a good-sized burrito because we put a lot of meat. And by the way, we use choice meat instead of commercial stuff,
Those people. Get out of here.
But we do avocado, we do sour cream, we do, which is called a super burrito. And that's, I guess, where they got the name of Mission Burrito, because we were in the mission, not because we said we're the Mission Burrito. But we cook the beans, and we have only 2 choices of beans. You could have pinto beans without being fried or fried. And I love my burritos. We had a chef from New York yesterday, and it took about 4 hours there, and I didn't have breakfast. I couldn't wait for them to leave so I could have a burrito. But that's my burrito. I'm really proud of it. Thank you. Cheaters.
And
Cheaters.
before we move on to Victor, tell us a little bit about the sauce, because I know that it's your mom's recipe, right?
Oh, the green sauce? Yeah, my mom's recipe. Everybody loves that. Even my wife, she's a good cook. She comes over and gets a couple of this, makes chilaquiles with green sauce. It tastes really good. And somebody comes up and says, "Hey, can I buy some of that?" And I'm so blessed that I say, "I don't sell it, but here's a cup." I had a customer one day that somebody come over and told me, "Look what he's doing." And I looked at him, and he had 3 bottles of sauce there. And he was opening and emptying it to fill one. And I go to him and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I love it, So I'm like, "Look, if you want some, just ask me, I'll give it to you. But leave my bottles over here." He was happy because I gave him some.
It's really good. It's really good.
I think you should share the recipe with our audience. Just like
Repeat it directly, exactly. to
You're
camera.
such a nice guy that I will share my recipe with you in about 10 years.
I have my.
We have that recorded now, so we can hold that to you. Just kidding. Victor, what about your burrito? What can you tell us about? And show it's.
Okay, everyone, I want you to focus. We're gonna give the camera time to.
The dramatic reveal. I love it.
Very good. That's it. Yeah. Okay. First of all, they told us very clearly, bring a burrito so you can dissect it or do the autopsy, and I totally forgot. And they brought me for my dinner a burrito, and then I had to use it for this, but I didn't follow directions, so I didn't cheat.
Trying to get away from.
Come on, dude. We're all friends here, right, guys? I guess not. Okay. Carne asada. Not as good as his carne asada, supposedly. No, carne asada, and the carne asada that we make is what I remember when I was a little kid in Chapultepec, which is a park in Mexico. They have different sections. Segunda sección is where everybody goes, and they find a place with like some trees so they can tie the string with the balloons, and you're like looking for your party. Oh, there they are. So they have an anafre, which is like a grill for grilling meat, and so it's thinly sliced steak with salt and pepper, and that's it. That's a carne asada. Now people marinate their carne asada, and everybody's like, it's all about the marinade, and the carne asada is just secondary. It's a canvas to someone else's marinade. So people kind of come to Papalote, and they say, well, it was not very flavorful. It's like, well, you must hate the taste of freshly grilled meat because. So anyway, I'm a very bitter old man. Let's open that bottle, dude. Come on. Anyway, so carne asada, pollo asado is the same thing, marinated in achiote, rice and beans, and then sour cream cheese and guacamole is what is added traditionally to the Mission-style burrito, which is what Chipotle based their burritos on, and that's why it's so popular everywhere in the country, because now they've taken that concept, and like I was saying about the guitar becoming an acoustic guitar, it was a burrito that the man who created it didn't even call it a Mission burrito, he just called it a burrito. But now that we know that where it came from, people come and like, oh yeah, this is it? This is just like Chipotle, and they came from wherever. It's like, well, yeah, but this is where it's just, yeah, never mind. So yeah, very plain, very simple, and that's our version of it.
And Ricky, why don't you tell us a little bit about your burrito?
Yeah. I also did forget about the burrito, so I had these DoorDashed here. So they look good, thankfully.
Quality control.
Yeah. But yeah, so we do. I actually brought 2 also. So we do our steak. We also do choice. You're not the only one. And we get ours from Omaha, Nebraska. We source it. Great product. Black Cattle Angus is what we get specifically. And we grill ours currently over real wood fire. So we have a wood fire grill, we use mesquite, and we have that running all day, constantly feeding it. You get a great smokiness, almost like barbecue, a little different. And then on this one, we have our homemade brisket beef chorizo that is also smoked. So we definitely take another dive into all our proteins, everything we do. We just try to make sure it's the best version that we think in the burrito.
Show off.
Yeah, even our tortillas, they're locally sourced from Osuna family in Morgan Hill, and we fry them in house rendered beef fat. So all the trim from all the meat, we cook it down for about 3 hours, and we use that just to add another, level of flavor with everything else. We use jasmine rice, our cheese, we get whole blocks of mozzarella cheese, we shred it in house, just gives you a great cheese bite. So like this burrito is the grilled cheese burrito, we grill cheese on the inside of the tortilla. And that's really what we're known for there, and just try to do everything fresh, just like Miguel. Yeah.
You almost made me hungry.
Almost.
As somebody who's like a very big food history nerd, it's so cool that, how often do you get to travel to a neighborhood and be able to taste through the decades, right? If you want to have this tour of history and food, just go to the Mission, try all of these places, try, ones that aren't here as well. We always, wish we could try these older recipes, but like this is exactly what it is. Like, I've been a sommelier for over 10 years, and this is more interesting than trying vineyards next to each other. Like, do this, Try the different burritos and the stories throughout the decades. That's amazing to me. We're so privileged to be able to, sample these, as we will later, of course. So on that note, I did promise y'all a little competition. And, I did have a weird thought, and maybe your gears are turning now. We know the Mission burrito, of course. What would a burrito coming from a different San Francisco neighborhood look like, right? I had you folks, yeah, of course, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Go Josh.
Victor did teach me the Papalote dance later, and maybe he'll demonstrate for you, but we'll make sure to have that music. Okay, wow, this is very even. However, the Haight-Ashbury is the highest answer at 29. Okay, cool. 29 votes at 25%. So what we're gonna do is we're going to see which one of our burritors can create the burrito from the neighborhood that we have listed here. We're gonna have them create not a Mission burrito, but a Haight-Ashbury burrito.
Okay, I'm gonna need some black hash.
I was gonna say, I hope we have the right ingredients. Just kidding. So for those of you who may not be familiar with San Francisco neighborhoods, the Haight-Ashbury is, I don't want to get any of this wrong because I didn't practice it. However, they're known for the kind of more hippie culture, as you were, saying. We'll see how that will manifest themselves in this burrito. This is gonna be so fun, you guys. And they also had no idea they were doing this today, so this is truly.
Sepa la bola.
Okay, so we have our cutting boards. We're gonna have some mystery ingredients. I don't even know what they are, so.
Yes, ma'am. Oh.
Y'all ready?
Oh no, I hate it. Oh. Oh.
What happened? ¿Se cayó el vasito? Oh, no.
All right.
Party foul. Okay. All good. I'll just. Wow. Okay. So, they seem like obvious ingredients, but like when you're reading them out live, I'm like, is that a pineapple? So there we have lettuce. We have some various peppers. We have some tomato.
That's the wrong kind of mushroom. For the hate, I'm just
right. No.
Microdose burrito.
We have Brussels sprouts, watermelon, mango, cheese, some. What is that, like tomatillo, like a green sauce?
Yeah.
And then some crema, and then we have various meats, of which I do not know what they are. Do we know what they are, Paloma?
Grilled chicken, grilled steak.
Grilled chicken, grilled steak. Perfect. And then some cilantro.
Right.
Amazing. Okay. So we're gonna set this out.
One
I
time
love
for
it.
us.
I love it. This is chaotic.
Yo no tengo hambre.
All right. Good luck.
Here's your bunch of cilantro. Good luck.
Okay, who's the genius who forgot the tortillas?
Oh, yeah.
Look, here's rice.
Oh,
And a knife.
Rice, a knife, and the tortillas.
that reminds me of a story when I was a little kid.
Tortilla.
I have some in the
You have tortillas?
yeah
Where?
in the kitchen.
We're
You can
gonna
ask
go
them.
get
She has a bag.
While
Yeah.
he does that, I'm going to do a TED Talk.
Let's do shots.
I love this stage right here. We're going to call this a TED Mex. No? Okay. But you know what? I do want to say something about if I can't, can I, Josh?
Sure.
Okay. This made me think of something that I've always thought about. Right now, up until now, America has been a melting pot. And the melting pot demands that whoever comes in has to blend in. You have to stop being who you are, and you have to be just like everyone else. I think what America should be is a burrito. A burrito is individual items that stay exactly who they are. You have, and then you can get a little bit stereotypical because you have your black beans, you have your rice, you have your different proteins, but everything comes together and it's all wrapped with a big white thing. Well, okay, I'm digressing. I was doing so well, but the burrito.
Disqualified. No.
Yeah. Okay, let me rethink that lesson. But it's all a vessel that really unites all of us. And together, things are really good on their own. But when you make a burrito and everybody takes a big bite of it, everybody has a great time, and it's really tasty and terrific.
You snap.
We'll call it the Donald Trump burrito. I keep getting all these.
Okay, so hate Ashbury burrito. Like, let's kind of talk through it a little bit first, because I know that hands are gonna fly certain directions. I know that we're thinking, like you were saying, mushrooms. Maybe everyone's gonna go for those. But what are we thinking that we're gonna start with? Do you think?
When you started La Taqueria, was the mission a Latino place back then?
It was half because there was a lot of Italian people in there.
Okay, and what about the Haight district? Who lived in the Haight in 1970?
Together.
I don't know.
Thank you. Oh, jeez. What are these cheap tortillas? Thank you. Aquí tiene maestro.
Oh, this guy gonna help me.
Wow, are we cheating or?
No, I'm helping, bro. Okay. What you want to pay attention to is at the end how we fold the burrito, because that's half of the secret. So you pick an ingredient and we'll follow suit. We'll pick another one. So you go first.
I'm gonna pick.
No, we're gonna not to cut you
sorry, I
off.
forgot he's
not
not
to cut
there.
you off. Not to cut you off. Sorry, that was.
Oh, do you want to time us 1 minute and come
I'm
up?
gonna hold on to that knife. Just kidding. Yeah. So.
I don't need this knife. I'm Mexican. I have my own knife.
Fair. You have that sharp. You also have that sharp wit. So.
Yeah. Oh, cut it out. Cut it out, Josh.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you exactly 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna be game show rules. We're gonna put everything together, and yeah, we're gonna give you 1 minute to put together the Haight Ashbury burrito. Okay. So I believe we have some music to cue us in, but who knows what's gonna happen tonight? Yeah. So.
Oh, you don't need rice. No.
Okay. Ready? Do we have music? Okay, ready and go.
No, no beans.
Do we have to explain ourselves where we're picking these things?
Ooh, we have a very fruit-forward burrito. Okay.
It's the only green thing I could find, and it's a hate, right?
That's true.
The truest chronic burrito.
Pásame la crema.
Thank you. I need more.
I love this.
Should I put rice?
You want rice?
No, I don't think so.
What do you need?
No, digo, esa.
This thing? Okay.
I don't know this.
Okay.
This is like Mario Party. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, let's do our final rounds.
Do you have a lighter?
Do you have a lighter? I have some fishing line and some Crisco.
We're gonna smoke this one, man. Okay, go ahead and fold your burrito.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want me to fold it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how you do it. Okay. Oh, all right.
Look at that. Whoa. Let's go.
A ver, go.
Hate Street burrito.
Oh, so you're doing the hate Ashbury roll here. I
¿Muy bien? Ya ganaste, ya ganaste.
Okay, we're gonna go to the
Put
back.
it bluntly. To put it bluntly. Okay. Sorry.
Let's go to your car, Miguel.
So we're gonna make this a little bit more chaotic. So let's have a round of applause for our burritors. And we're actually gonna have you folks you've worked hard. That was chaotic. So let's actually have you sit down and rest for a second. You'll see what's gonna be next. Oh God, this question. This question is, do I have a hungry volunteer? The one hand, yes. Love that. Okay.
Cilantro, rice, and mushrooms.
Everyone was like, I'm terrified, and I respect that. I respect that.
Man.
They're gonna need an ashtray or a clip for my burrito.
Hi. Come over here and join us for a second. This is for you. What's your name and where you're from?
My name's Justin. I'm originally from Ohio, but now I live in the Bay Area in Daly City with my girlfriend.
If I may ask, how long have you been in the Bay Area, and have you had your fair share of burritos?
Oh, absolutely. I've had my fair share of burritos. I've been in the Bay Area, well, it was 2.5 years originally, 2018. Moved to New York City, lived in Spanish Harlem for a little bit, moved back to move in with my girlfriend, and we love burritos.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, now you have 3 more to add to your repertoire.
Absolutely.
So what we're gonna do today is you're gonna try each of you're gonna try each of them, and you're gonna tell us which one is the most like a hate Ashbury.
All right. All
Okay.
right.
So, Victor graced us with the idea that burritos were this ever-changing, evolving thing. So here we're trying something new, right? So why don't we start off here? I can take that for you. And why don't you go ahead and take a bite out of each burrito. This is consensual. Like I'm not forcing you. Like just, or you could. Oh yeah. Okay. Do you have some initial thoughts?
It's very good.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
I know he's lying.
Okay, yes, we need a palate cleanser. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Let it flow. Take your time. Of course. I love the little thing sticking out of it. That really just adds the.
Yes, ma.
A little bit more greener. Yeah?
Yes.
Green notes. Might add some points to that, maybe not. Or the presentation too. He didn't pay me to say this.
It's a great straight of burrito.
tastes very green.
Yeah, it's very green.
It tastes very, very green.
Okay. And then last but not least, we have Ricky's burrito as well. After a little bit of, well, I mean, there's plenty of that in there, it seems. I low-key want to try this one. It's like watermelon. That's kind of. I love the
like his
dedication
technique,
to. I'm gonna just go into that. That's perfect. Okay, so initial thoughts on this one.
Going straight in is the only way to do it.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. It's very fruity.
It's really flirty. Is that what you said?
Fruity.
Fruity.
I mean, it can be flirty too.
Yeah, that's true. So, taking all of these into account here, which would you say was the most prototypical, let's say, of a hate ashberry burrito?
I feel like for hate ashberry, I'm gonna have to go with the fruit.
Oh.
It was interesting. It was good. It wasn't bad. Like you put fruit in burrito, you think, but it was pretty good.
I don't even have to like look at Victor to know he's fuming that his lunch shaped.
Sorry, Victor.
No
There's
worries.
a lot of lettuce.
So let's give a round of applause to you. Of course, we won't leave you empty-handed. So we will actually give you a gift card from La Vaca Birria, who you chose as winner as.
Awesome.
But meet Paloma at the end there, and thank you so much.
Do I have to pay for that?
Thank you.
You can rehearse that, folks. That's amazing.
He's all, do I have to pay for that?
Okay, so let's give another round of applause to our fantastic chefs. Let's. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories and sharing your process and what goes into your burrito. That's so invaluable to not only the Bay Area, the mission, but to us as well. So this is fantastic. I'm gonna let you folks go to prepare your samples and your salsas. Victor made sure that I would say that because he will sell his salsas. But yeah, another round of applause while we say goodbye. And I'm gonna welcome my host, my co-host, Blanca, back on the stage.
No, dijo
Oh, just kidding. Oh no.
Just the way we
wow.
rehearsed
Okay.
Just kidding. No, actually, what we also have prepared here are prizes for.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm like, did I take a bite of that burrito?
Yeah. Take a
Right.
green burrito.
You get a special crown for the. Very Mardi Gras.
Yo quería esa.
¿Tú querías esta?
No,
¿Cómo?
se te ve re bien.
Gracias.
It's funny because if you gave me these 3 crowns, like this is exactly how I would pair them. I feel like, don't you feel?
We're gonna go visit baby Jesus now and give him a burrito.
Right, 3 kings. Another round of applause.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Oh, that's kind of hate district, no? That kind of works
The
out.
camioncito?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Little
Anyway,
Mexican
sorry.
bus we have here.
Okay, so thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate burritos, a true Bay Area icon.
Thank you to our burritours. I hope you all use that term from now on. And please make sure to patronize these restaurants and just any others that you feel are doing justice to the Bay Area burrito. We really need to support our small businesses and enjoy great food. So we will have the samples in the lobby. I'm sure you're all ready to eat. But remember, before you get to eat, sign up for Que Onda and the sauce. The QR codes are right there. So we would really love for you to be reading about Bay Area culture, Bay Area food. And Also, shout out to everyone who's watching us from home tonight. We had a really great registration. Hi to my girls. And just remember, tomorrow morning, you can hear even more about burritos on Forum at KQED at 9 a.m. We will be talking about the legacy of the Bay Area burritos and the cultural impact. So make sure you tune in. 9 a.m., 88.5. I'm sure you all listen every day, but you can also stream it, get it on the app. So, yes.
Yeah, and before we let you go, I wanted to let you know that our annual Check Please Bay Area celebration, Taste and Sip, will be on Monday, June 6th at the San Francisco Design Center Galleria, which is near here. And you can grab tickets at kqed.org/events. And with that, let's eat. Yeah, thank you so
Yes.
much for coming.
Buen provecho.